Steam is dying in a 1 terabyte GPU? Let's talk about that.
This way forever. I'm Byron the Jackson.
Okay guys, so welcome back to Brother Tech Talk. I know it's been...
Season 2.5.
Yep, this is Season 2.5, Episode 1. I really hope that you guys like this series because we've decided to bring it back. And hopefully we can stay back, but I can't make any promises. Hopefully it'll be a weekly show if we're lucky.
Maybe every other week, we don't know.
Right, not entirely sure yet. But just to bring you the latest tech and video game news that we can. So yeah, let's go ahead and I have 3, so I guess I'll start off.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
So basically, all of the links for all of these articles will also be in the description down below. So if you want to go check out any of those articles, feel free to. So basically, from Tech Insider here, it is your last week to upgrade to Windows 10, and actually you only have till the 29th in the US to upgrade from Windows 7 or Windows 8.1 to Windows 10 for free. Because, you know, that whole... If you haven't upgraded to Windows 10, I personally recommend updating because you get so many awesome things. But that's coming from a video editor standpoint and also a gamer standpoint. Because from Windows 7, you're not going to have DirectX 12.
Especially with new games coming out, games probably not even support Windows 7 and stuff.
Right, they may not support it, so who knows. But also some other really cool things coming with Windows 10 is, even if you don't get it right now and don't upgrade for free, you only have to buy Windows 10 once, because basically what's going to happen is that Windows 10 is going to stay Windows 10. They're not going to do a Windows 11 or a Windows 12. Basically what they're going to do is sort of like Mac did and Apple, just Mac OS. They just kept releasing patch after patch after patch, and that's sort of what they're alluding to here. And I also will leave a link to one of my favorite live streams that you can go check out that they also talked about this, because they got that from another article that I don't have here. But basically you're also going to get a lot of really cool updates that should come along. Like there's going to be an anniversary update that comes out sometime this summer that adds a lot of small features but really convenient features as well. So if you haven't upgraded to Windows 10, I personally recommend it. But
Definitely.
We're not responsible for screwing anything up with your computer, because I have had quite a few problems with Windows 10, personally.
Oh yes, definitely.
There have definitely been problems with it, but I think my overall experience with it has been good.
Yeah.
Just don't use Microsoft Edge if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
My article now?
Yeah.
Alright. Destiny's last patch for Xbox 360 and PS3. It launched today.
Yeah, today being the 27th of July, 2016.
Yep. If you're watching this in the future, you might want to go check out the newest one if we're still doing it.
Right, if we're still doing it, go check out the newest one. But...
Yeah, you probably don't want to watch this.
Keep going.
Alright, so today, Bungie confirmed that the patch 2.3.1.0 is the very last update for the legacy consoles, Xbox 360 and PS3. Now, they also say they will be shutting down the servers sometime this summer for those two consoles. So that means no Iron Banner or no Crucible or Strikes. You can only do... I don't even know if you can do anything on it anymore because everything is online in that game. But they also say they might launch Rise Iron for it, but that will be one tiny thing for it, they say. Not much. And if the servers
what you just
are
said
down,
made no sense.
Yeah, let me re-say what I just said. They might release it for Release Rise of Iron, which is a new expansion for Destiny, on the legacy consoles. But if they do shut down the servers, what's the point in playing it if you can't even do anything?
Right. I think this is the dumbest move and dumbest thing I've ever heard. Or one of the dumbest. I've said that a lot on this show. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But a lot of it has happened. It just doesn't make sense. If you release a game for those older consoles, right? The Xbox
Yes.
360 and PlayStation 3, even though it was at the beginning of its life, you stick with that. You're going to have to patch it. Maybe the graphics don't look as good because of the hardware, but you stick with it. Especially since they decided to, for Destiny, they decided not to do a year 2 game. They decided to keep it the same game as they did and just release new stuff for it. So if they were thinking about doing this, why didn't they just release a new game that was only on the new consoles, so that the old console players could still play what they had, and they don't have to worry about all of their stuff being gone, because basically they can't play anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe they'll move it to its like single player only or something. I don't know, but the whole game is online.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Understand how it's gonna work at all.
Yeah. So that's dumb.
Yeah, and I forgot what I was gonna say.
All right. Well, forgetting what you're going to say is a great way to segue into the next article, which, if you haven't figured out, we're going technology news and then video game news if you're new to the series. So basically, I'm going to head over to the graphics card realm now. So NVIDIA, who is a very, very, if you don't know who NVIDIA is, then
you need some help.
Yeah, even he knows. He doesn't care. So NVIDIA this week released the Titan X. Yeah, they already had a Titan X though. That original Titan X was released on the Maxwell architecture, which is about 1.5 to 2 years old now. They just released the new Titan X, which I and a lot of other people are calling the Titan XP. Why? Because it's the Titan X on the Pascal architecture, so the Titan XP, P for Pascal. So basically that's what I'm going to call it. If you don't know what the Titan X means, basically that is NVIDIA's highest flagship GPU. It's as high as you can go without going into workstation, like real, like Teslas and things like that. So it's most likely going to be your most powerful graphics card. But in the last generation of graphics cards, what happened was they released the Titan X. It was the best thing yet. Nothing came to beat it. And then the 980 Ti came along. That when it came to game performance, it didn't smash the Titan X, but it beat the Titan X. So why? I mean, I'll give you some specs here. So it's on the GP102 chip. So the GP104 chip is in the 1080 and the 1070, and the 106 is in the 1060, and I would assume the 1050. I'll give you guys the cost of it. It's $1,200. $1,200. And like I was trying to say, I forgot to tell you guys the price of it before. The 980 Ti in the last generation came along to beat the Titan X, and it was $400 cheaper than the Titan X. So my recommendation is don't buy this graphics card. Wait for the 1080 Ti to come out for maybe $700, and buy that. Well, no, it won't be $700 because that's how much the 1080 was. It'll be like $800, $900. But I'll give you guys some more specs. So it has 3,584 CUDA cores compared to the 2,560 CUDA cores on the 1080. It runs at 1.5 gigahertz. That's not too bad. It delivers 11 teraflops of performance. That is crazy.
Definitely know what that is.
Yeah, he doesn't know. And the last generation Titan X only provided 6 teraflops. That's a huge increase there. But the thing that I'm also disappointed about is that it only has 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Now it is GDDR5X, so it's going to be a lot faster than just GDDR5, but I would have liked to see 16, 20, 24 gigs. Something in there. Maybe that doesn't make any sense, but I just feel like it should be there because this Titan class of GPU, to me, has always been sort of a video editor's dream to have a Titan, or a Titan X. And I think they're going more towards that this year than the last generation Titan X, which was for sure for gaming until the 980 Ti came out. This one I think should be for the video editor because it does have 3,584 CUDA cores. And if you look at the CUDA cores right now of the 1080, 1070, and 1060, it goes from 2560 to 1920 to 1280. So that's the CUDA core count. But then when you go up from that, 3584 doesn't fit. So basically there's one in between there that they're missing, which I would assume would be the 1080 Ti. So the 1080 Ti will probably perform a lot better in game, while the Titan X performs a lot better in video editing. I know that was sort of a tangent, but I think it's important to note that. And basically that's all I'm going to say about the Titan X, and I'm not going to spend any more time going over the 1060, which is a great card, performing similarly to the RX 480. I guess I will go into it a little bit. It's also only $250, which is great. And if this guy ever builds a computer, this graphics card will be in that computer.
For $1,000?
No, I moved on to the 1060.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is only $250.
Oh,
it has better performance than the RX 480. So yeah, that's
$200. Jesus Christ.
$250 for something that performs as good as a 980.
That should just be in its own computer.
Alright, well that's pretty much it. I think that's very interesting. He can't really elaborate that much further on that.
No.
Other than saying that's way too expensive.
Yes.
That's way too expensive for a Titan card. Way too expensive.
Alright, back to gaming.
Moving on.
Well, kinda gaming.
This is the big one right here.
If you saw in the title of the video, this is what I'm about to talk about. If you're watching it in a playlist, well, you might not know. But today, GameSpot released an article about...
It wasn't today, it happened yesterday.
You sure? Yes, okay. Yesterday, as of recording this, GameSpot released an article that has been talking about Steam. Well, yes, it has to do with Steam. But with the Windows 10 updates, they are forcing Steam to slowly break down, and practically all Steam games run on the Win32.
That doesn't make any sense what you just said, but you don't know how to make that make sense.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna, you can do it then.
Yeah, well, I'll let you keep going on the article, but what he's saying is that Windows 10 is going to be, or is thought to be, we don't know if it's actually true yet or not, we'll have to see.
Hope it's not.
So last year sometime, Windows released this thing called Universal Windows, or Windows Universal, I forget which one it is, but basically it's an operating system that runs, as far as Windows 10 goes, the Windows Phone runs, and the Xbox One runs. So it's this universal code that can be used for all three platforms. And right now, most, if not all, well, most computer games, especially Steam games, Origin games, all that, are based off of the architecture of Win32.
I keep saying
32 and 64-bit. Remember, that's all you got to remember. Windows 32. Win32 is what they're coded on and what they're meant to run on. Basically, what Windows is hoping to, or wanting to do.
What we're thinking they want to do is slowly break down Steam across...
With a bunch of forced patches to Windows 10.
Over 5 years is what we're saying.
Yeah, what we're seeing, 5 years.
Yeah, and then since they're moving over to that new, that universal thing,
right.
Steam games are still running at the Win32, and that will not be supported anymore. And then Windows is thinking on their Windows Store remastering those for the new universal thing.
It's like UWP something, that's the code that they will be using. So basically what Microsoft wants to do is force patch, or what it's thought to do is force patch Windows 10 to the point where Win32 games just simply are too buggy to play.
Yes.
So what they'll do then is buy these companies, remaster these games, and ask the developers if they could remaster the games, and then sell them on the Windows Store.
Which is kind of weird.
Right, honestly. So they want the Windows Store to be this thing that can incorporate all of the Windows apps and all of the game apps, and this place that you can go to. to never have buggy games, to have this.
Some not
Right.
what we think to not be buggy
Right.
games.
I think that's the dumbest thing. Microsoft.
Dumbest thing.
I love Microsoft as a company. That is the dumbest thing.
I don't know why.
It's the second dumbest thing I've ever heard in this video.
Yeah. Both gaming.
Yeah, this is so. I mean, really? Steam is such a big company and such a big thing.
EA.
There's got to be another way Microsoft can tap into it than by forcing it to die.
EA tried buying Steam, and they were really strong and rejected it with like the $2.8 billion EA.
Oh, that's not enough. That's not even close to enough.
I think it was
But Microsoft has the money to buy Steam. So if
Okay.
Microsoft was going to do something, don't force patch it to the point where you can't use it. Buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying Microsoft go out and buy Steam because they'll probably screw it up.
Yeah.
But
Usually.
like they did Minecraft and all the other stuff. But that's besides the point. There's other ways to go about this, Microsoft, than to force patch to the point where, because force patching, you can't do anything about force patching. You can't opt out. It's forced. Duh, it's in the name. I just think that's dumb. That doesn't. Personally, I don't use Steam. I have one game that I didn't even buy on there.
You have two.
No, actually, I have 3 games, none of which I bought
I bought him.
on there.
I bought him one.
Yeah, and that's one of them. He bought me one game, and then I got 2 more from Free Keys watching a live stream. So there you go. All free games on Steam. Everything else is in Origin, but those are also Win32.
Yep.
So those won't
If
work.
you want to, in the future, you're playing a new Battlefield game, and just like, oh, I want to play some Battlefield 1, and just go back to the old glory days of 2016. Win32.
Oh, sorry, you can't play this game. It's too old.
And they specifically said Steam on here. I don't know if they'll also do it to Origin. Who knows?
Well, it's just Steam is the bigger thing.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going off of. Yeah, I think that's stupid.
Exactly.
It's dumb. Don't do that.
Brother Tech stupid.
Yes, this is Brother Tech Stupid Certified. Oh my god. Dude. There we go.
Fatal High Five. That's
Yeah.
in the title.
No. Okay. So moving on to our last topic of today. AMD announced their Radeon Pro SSG graphics card yesterday. Yeah, July 26th. So basically, it's weird. This graphics card is blue, not red, which is really interesting. Now the weird thing about this is that it has 1 terabyte of SSD storage attached to it. Now I'm not gonna get super in depth about this. If you want to go to this article on I don't even know, the initials are ET. It's super in depth here on the website, and it goes into plenty of explanation of what's going on. But basically right now, graphics cards aren't able to tap into the system memory to get a boost from that system memory. So basically what this graphics card is doing is when you have the graphics card installed and run by itself with no extra storage, it's going to run at whatever the base of the graphics card is, which I don't know. This article doesn't say. But this graphics card has it has an M.2 interface on it, so you can install an M.2 type SSD into the graphics card, which then allows the system to tap into that that SSD, and then also the graphics card can tap into that SSD because there's a controller in there that allows both to work together, which provides for a big boost in performance. So that's basically what this is, and you can do that up to 1 terabyte of M.2 SSD storage. So that's pretty much as far in depth as I want to go, because if I go any further in depth, I may say something incorrect.
And it will make me go cuckoo.
And he won't, he'll like fall asleep. So that's all I basically can say without making this guy just dead. Oh, he already did. Okay, well, that's besides the
I'm a
point.
zombie.
So that's as far as I want to go, but make sure you go if you are interested. I'm going to go a little bit further. It costs $10,000. So this is not something that you are going to want to buy to put in your gaming computer. This is not a gaming card. What would be really cool to see this in, though, is at like a Disney Pixar studio where you just have 30 of these cards just lined up, right? And just throw everything at it. You would get like so many Pixar movies a year instead of one. You wouldn't be bottlenecked by the animation rendering time. You would be bottlenecked by the actual actor and voiceover and story writers.
There'd be one per month.
Yeah, it would be insanely fast just because you can render so much crap with that. And it's like a render farm with a bunch of those. Would it be expensive? Yeah, but for those big companies, I'm sure the tech person at these huge industries is insanely excited about this card. I'm not thinking a lot of them will ship, but it'll be enough. Maybe in 20 years, this will be like something you could pick up for 20 bucks.
In 50 years, this will be worth $2.
If that.
Yeah.
So, unless it has some super rare thing on it.
Yeah, if we run out of that material.
Yeah. So that's very interesting. Make sure in the comments down below you tell us what you think about these certain topics and suggest certain topics for the next week's episode if we do a weekly episode, which is kind of what I want to do.
Thinking every other week, but...
Hey, but, alright, that's all we got for the show today. Like I already said, leave a comment down below.
Hello.
The garage. Interesting. I don't know why the garage is opening. That's alright. But, anyway, that's it for this episode of Brother Tech Talk. I really hope you enjoyed. This has been Season 2.5, Episode 1 with Dr. Creeper over here. Trevor, next week I'm hoping to get the Neil Gaming on the show to...
If any new gaming news comes out.
He's insanely in-depth. He researches so much more than we do.
He can probably look up another Destiny article.
And just have something insanely in-depth in 2 seconds. But that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and dislike everything about life. Make sure to leave a comment like I already said. Share this video with your friends if you enjoyed. And, yeah. So, this is Mr. HD Gamer 101 and Dr. Creeper here with the Mr. HD Gamer 101 channel. And we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the
Peace out.
battlefield.